do think we need to talk about the ABS figures today. And I shared with you, which I'm sure you would have seen, the heading, COVID wipes 2.7 billion from construction economic contribution. But when you dig into those figures, it shows an industry with different gears, doesn't it? So maybe I'll allow you to put the words in your from your perspective about what this shows where we are right now.
Yeah, it's. I guess it comes back to the point about the industry, how big the industry is, and there are different sectors within that industry. And I was talking to someone about this the other day, and I don't know whether there's any research being done into it, but I've always noticed how the commercial build sector runs counter-cyclical to the infrastructure sector. So when the infrastructure sector seems to be buoyant, the commercial build sector is down, and then and vice versa. There's been only a few times where I've seen them running in sync. Currently, it's very much the same. So you've got the civil infrastructure sector that is really ticking along quite reasonably well. It's reasonably unaffected by COVID, partly because of the nature of the works. When you think about a road job or a pipeline job, it's spread out, so you can get your social distancing. So whilst there are some impacts to how that work's undertaken, it's not as significant as commercial build, where you've got a lot of people in a small space. And so that is very much impacted by measures that you bring in to mitigate COVID. But the commercial build sector was already struggling from where they were in their investment cycle. And so my understanding is that is starting to turn now, and we as an association are trying to encourage government to look at more investment in sort of social infrastructure, which is more that sort of that type of vertical construction versus horizontal construction.
Yep.
I'll be honest, for me, it's a wee bit of a learning curve. I'm a bit of a roads and bridges person, and the commercial side has been a bit of a learning curve for me. But we as an organisation do represent all sectors, actually 3 sectors. I suppose that's quite a good plug for the new logo up in the back.
Yes.
Just a bit of a brief explanation of that, and if you go to the website, you'll see a nice actual little sketch that shows the genesis of that logo. But it is the 3 sectors. So you've got the vertical going up, you've got the horizontal roads and bridges, and you've got construction services like pipelines and utilities as well. And those 3 sectors are affected differently. And the construction services sector, again, is another one that's been heavily impacted by COVID. So those figures, if you go into the detail of those output figures, you'll see that you'll see that the civil infrastructure sector is doing reasonably well, and I anticipate that is going to go up even further with government's investment in infrastructure. The commercial build and the services sector are doing less well, but I envisage that they will also pick up towards the end of the year.